Hello, 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 hello. Hi, this is Cassandra. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, welcome in. If you are returning, welcome back. Thank you for stopping in and kicking it with me as I show you today how to do this Target potholder. A few days ago, I did the pinwheel potholder. And in this video showing you how to do the pinwheel potholder, I did say that I was going to teach you how to do the Target potholder. The reason why I call it the Target potholder is because it reminds me of the Target sign at the Target store. Okay, so what I'm using today is Peaches and Cream. It is a cotton yarn. It is a 4-way yarn. You can use a 4x5 millimeter hook. I'm sorry, millimeter knit needles or a 5 millimeter crochet hook. This is in the color of Sunshine. Upside down today. I'm looking for the yardage and all of that. Okay, here we go. The yardage is the measurements of this yarn, I should say. 2.5 ounces, 70.9 grams, 120 yards, 109 meters. You can find this Peaches and Cream cotton yarn at Walmart. That's where I get it from. But if you don't want to use Peaches and Cream, you want to use another type of cotton yarn, that's fine. Any one of these cotton yarns will work for this as long as it's a number 4 weight yarn. Then I found another cotton which I'm going to use to make the striping. It is from Loops and Threads. It's classic cotton, 95 yards, 2 ounces, 86 meters, 56.7 grams. It is in the color Sunny Day Ombre. Now, I'd already did this video. I started on it and I didn't complete it. The reason why I didn't complete it is because I hit the stop button trying to move the apparatus down so I could zoom in. Shouldn't have did that. However, I had explained the yarn babies. I explained how to get the yarn out with the crochet hook instead of with your fingers, and I explained a lot of things in that video. But I can't do it again because I've already done it. And I can't add it to this video, so I'm just going to go from where I ended the video at. Okay, so for this, you're going to need a size 5 millimeter hook or H8 hook. You're going to need a yarn needle and a pair of scissors. You're going to need to know how to do chain stitches, slip stitches, double crochets. And you're going to need to know how to join 2 sides together because it's 2 sides to this potholder. Just as in here, this is the first side and this is the second side. Now, it was 2 ways that I used to join the rows together. This way I used going up one row to the next row and just slipping the color through. I didn't like the way that seam looked, so I started cutting, and then I like this better, so this is the one we're going to do. Now, I'm not going to do that first part over again. I'm just going to tell you that it starts off like the back of the potholder that we made the other day. Like if you're making a hat. chain 4, slip stitch, chain 1, snip, because the first color is the solid, chain and snip. Excuse me. Then you get your striping color, and you go into the same space that you snipped from. I'm sorry, not that you snipped from, that you slip stitch in, and you pull up the second color to make this row. In the second row, you put 1 double crochet in the row, in the stitch with the same chain 2 that you made to start the row. That represents 2 double crochets in that stitch. Then you go to the next stitch and you put 2 double crochets into it. The third stitch, 2 double crochets into it, and you put 2 double crochets into every stitch around until you get to the end, and there should be 24 stitches on this row. Then you slip stitch, you cut, and you take your yarn needle and you weave the yarn into the stitches so that they do not show and they do not stick out. Then you go back to the first color yarn, which is your solid yarn if you're using solid and a stripe, or if you're using a dark color and a light color, this is the first color that you started with, which should be the dark color. Okay, so put the yarn over your finger. Put the yarn over your finger, and then insert your hook into the same stitch that you slip stitched into, that chain 2. Then you slip this loop through it, and you chain 2. 1, 2. Yarn over into the next stitch. Sometimes you have to turn your hook upside down and go into it like that. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over and pull through 2 to make your double crochet into the next stitch. And then in the following stitch, no you don't, in the same stitch, you make another double crochet. I hate it when I make mistakes like that, and I was so happy about that video. It was going so good, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wow. But anyway, moving on. Okay, so you got your chain 2 representing 1 double crochet, and then you have 2 double crochets in your next stitch. So the following stitch after that, you put 1 double crochet, and I'm bringing my yarn with me. You make 1 double crochet in this stitch, and in the next stitch you make 2 double crochets in the same stitch. And you will notice that every time that you make 2 double crochets in a stitch, it should be in the 2 double crochets that was up under it. So this is 2 double crochets here, and then you put 2 double crochets here. So you 1 2 1 2 all the way around. 1 double crochet in the next stitch, 2 double crochets in the following stitch, all the way around, and then I will meet you back here to show you what to do next. Now you have completed your row. You should have 36 stitches. Slip stitch into the top of the chain 2, or chain 3 if you use the chain 3. But slip stitch into the top of it, and then snip. take your yarn needle and weave in your end, just the way I taught in my video about the sky square, one over the other, behind this one, over that one, behind this one, over that one, behind this one, over that one, until you get to where you want to be. Pull through. If it's any left out, you can cut it, or you can weave that in if you like. And that's what you look like there. Then you take your variegated yarn or your other color, whichever color you use. If you're using the dark color and the light color, you use the dark color. Or this is the light color in this instance. Okay. Into the chain 2. Slip stitch. Well, not exactly slip stitch, but slip the yarn through. Chain 2. 1, 2. Or 3 if you like. Yarn over. Go into the next stitch, which I have to fold under and go in. Okay. Go into the next stitch. Make you a double crochet there. 1, 2. Into the following stitch, 2 double crochets. Remembering that your chain 2 acts as a double crochet, you now have 2 lonely double crochets, 1, 2, and a set of twins. Shout out to Juan. The yarn at it. 2. Okay. So 1 double crochet in the next stitch. 1 double crochet in the second stitch. And then 2 double crochets in the following stitch. And you do this all the way around this row until you get back to here. Slip stitch, weave in your end, and I'll show you what to do next. This is what we're looking like right now. Now I know that you noticed that the yellows in here are mixed up. We have a lighter but pale yellow here, and then we have a brighter yellow here in the striping yarn. I don't care. Because if you got a yellow background, because some people got pale yellow walls, that they hang these up and they look so cute, the yellows are going to work together. Moving on. Okay. Needle. Find your chain 2. Enter into the top of it. Pull the other yarn through. Drop your end. And then chain 2. And in this row, you're going to use that one as a double crochet. You're going to go into the next stitch. You're going to make a double. You're going to go into the following stitch. Oh God, come on. Make a double. And you're going to go into the stitch after that and make your set of twins. 2 doubles in this space. In this stitch, I'm sorry. And you're going to do this all the way around. So there will be 3 lonely doubles, 1, 2, 3, and the two that sits together. So one double in the next one double in the next one double in the one after that, and two doubles in the one that's shaped like the V. And I'll meet you back on the other side. Now this is the last row. Slip stitch into the chain 2. Okay. And grab your multicolor or your light color. Chain 2, and in this one we got 4 lonely doubles and then 2 doubles. So this is 1. Into the second put a double crochet, into the third put a double crochet, into the fourth put a double crochet, and then into the doubles. Then we're gonna put 2 doubles there. 1 lonely double, 1 lonely double, 1 lonely double, 1 lonely double. That's 4 lonely doubles. Then you put your 2 doubles in where the 2 doubles go. And you're gonna do this all the way around until you get back to here. And I'll show you what to do next. Okay, I'm doing 6 rows for my size hand. If your hand is bigger than 6 rows and you need to do a 7th row, do a 7th row. However, if you're going to do a 7th row, I would suggest that you start with the lighter color and work your way back. Because if you start with a darker color and you end your 7th row with the darker color, when you do your backing in the darker color, it's going to make this row much wider than it should be. So, or if you decide to do the light color like I did here, you should end with your darker color. If you're doing 7 rows, start with your light color and you'll end with your darker color. I hope you understood that. However, moving on. Okay, so now we've got this part done. Do not worry about these little openings right here because they will be covered, excuse me, with the backing. They're not going to touch any heat. So just like in the other video, we're going to do this again, but just in one color. So whichever color you're using, your light color or your dark color to make your backing, that's the color that you use. Okay. And I'm going to make my backing and then I'm going to show you how to put it on. And that's going to be the end of my video. So I'll see you soon. For your back, chain 4, make a ring, chain 2, 11 double crochets in here plus this chain 2 is 12. Slip stitch, do not cut because this is the solid for your backing. Now back into the slip stitch space, you make a double crochet there because you're using the chain 2 as a double crochet, or chain 3 if you chain 3. Okay. Now into the next one, 2 double crochets. You're basically working the front part over again, but this time you don't change color. You just use the same color, just like if you was making a hat. Or some gloves or something like that. So 2 double crochets in every stitch around on this row. And then you just work it all the way up to your 6th row. When you get to your 6th row, you should have 4 lonely doubles and 2 doubles in each stitch. Well, 4 lonely doubles and then 2 doubles, just like you do here. See, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2. That's your 6th row. So once you've gotten to your 6th row, doing your increases. I'll come back to show you how to put them together. Please remember to check each row and make sure that the stitches are where they're supposed to be, that you did not miss a stitch, and that you did not put too many stitches, because if you do, when you go to put these together, they are not going to match. So with that being said, I'll come back and we're going to complete this thing. Okay, now we have our front side and we have our back side. Each row is increased by 12. So if you started with 12, the next row is 24. The following row is 36. The following row after that is 48. The next row is 60. The last row, or if you ended with 6, it should be 72. If you ended with 7, it should be 84 stitches in the round. Exactly 84 stitches. If you ended with 7 rows. If you ended with 6 rows, it's 72 stitches. Okay, now you match these two together. Put your back, the two backs together, because you're going to turn it around, and this is going to be your front. The front side, or the pretty side, is the flat side. So chain 1, enter back into your place where you slip stitched, and then find the place in the back panel that you slip stitched into. Okay, then you yarn over and pull through. Pull up a loop to the other side. Okay, slip stitch that through. You want to give me a hard time today. Chain 2. And you turn it. I don't like the way that looks. I'm going to have to do that over. So maybe I won't chain 1. Just go back into that slip stitch, into the slip stitch part. Pull through. Slide. Okay, now chain 2. 1, 2. Turn it over. Okay. So now your fronts are facing you. Yarn over into the next stitch. Slip in your hook. Slip your hook into the same stitch in the back. Pull through. Pull through 2. Pull through 2. Yarn over. Double crochet in each and every stitch. Just 1 double crochet into the front panel and into the back panel, so that you can join them together. Check, make sure that you're in the right stitch. Double crochet. And you do this all the way around. Double crochet in the front panel and the back panel until you get back to the beginning. And then I'll show you what to do next. Okay. So we are in our last stitch. Front and back. Pull them together. Make your double crochet. And slip stitch into the top of the chain 2 or around it. Sometimes we chain too tight. And we just chain. You can do 8 or 10. You can do 8 or 10. Or you can do 9. It's up to you. And you slip stitch back into the slip stitch area. Let me chain one. And snip. Pull through. Tighten. Get your yarn needle. And just like in the other video, slip stitch down through the stitches, through the top. And go into the middle, come out on the second row, and then we go through the base or the booties of the stitch. You don't have to do many of them, just 2 or 3. Pull through. And sometimes I like to go back, but if you don't want to go back through, then don't. Go down through the middle between these two, because remember you got 2 sides. So between these, you just go all the way down to the base and then pull your yarn through. And if you want to, you can cut, which is probably what I'm going to have to do. Cut. Get as close to your work as you can without cutting your work. And then just stretch it out a little bit to make it lay flat. And there you are. It's nice, huh? This little piece is used to hang it up on your wall or on your refrigerator magnet or whatever it is that you want to hang it on. And then you make a second one that matches, and you will have 2. And that's your target pot holder. Now, if you like this content, please give me a thumb up. Share my video, subscribe to my channel. Thank you once again for stopping in and kicking it with me. I hope I taught you something easy and simple today. Any questions you may have, you can leave it in the comments. Any tips you may want to leave, you can leave those in the comments as well. Thank you again. Stay crafty, stay creative, stay hooked up. Love you. Peace.